We're going to talk about a couple Clash buff mistakes from set 1 in Alpha Clash that could change the way that you build your new decks and play the game while you have set 2. This article can be found online on the Alpha Clash website. Link for that will be in the description. I certainly recommend you going over there, checking out the Alpha Clash website. So much amazing information, including a deck builder site where you could build your deck for the TTS, as well as the Alpha Clash Discord. All those links will be below. But let's go. Clash buff errata, and all errata means is just basically mistakes, errors, misprints, things like that were found out after something was printed. They do it for books, they do it for magazines, they do it for anything that has been printed something. You figure out, oh, well, there's been a mistake, and so then you list the mistake. You obviously can't take back all the cards that you sold previously, so you kind of got to list those mistakes and correct it that way. But here we go, debuffing the Clash buffs, addressing the Awakening Clash buffs in a post-Awakening Alpha Clash. And we won't read everything that basically this article says. We're just going to jump straight to the cards, but I'm going to sum it up. And it all basically says is that Alpha Clash is awesome. Alpha Clash is a lot of fun. Alpha Clash is amazing with amazing cards, amazing designs, amazing contenders, and all of that stuff. And these are just a couple mistakes that were oversighted by just at the time that they made it. So that's basically what it sums up to be. And so the two cards in question right now is going to be the black incoming support and the red energy explosion Clash buffs. These are from set 1. And I had the mistake of when I read these, originally it says that you may only play this card if your contender is black. Just black. Which I was like, whoa, yo, you can use this for set 2. That is really strong. Really, really strong. Red was the same way, that it is only for red, not specific to their affiliation, unfortunately. Well, fortunately or unfortunately, just depending on how you look at it, right? And so these cards are too strong to be able to use them for any future contender in any future set. So the way that it reads on the green and the white and the blue says that you can only use this card if your contender is a specific color and affiliation. And so that's what they needed to change these two. And so both of these are the original ones where you only need a black contender, you only needed a red contender, which means you could have death for set 1 and still use incoming support. You can have war for set 2 and use energy explosion, but that's not how these cards are intended to be used. They're only supposed to be used with their affiliation, their correct affiliation, which is not a harbinger in this case. And so that is what we are, or that is what they addressed. That is what they are fixing when it comes to these two things. And so incoming support and energy explosion are both missing the stipulation regarding their contender affiliation. Unlike the other 3 buffs in the cycle, this oversight unintentionally makes these cards much stronger than intended when taking new and future contenders into account. To save these cards in the environment of the game, we have elected to revert them back to the original intended design, to keep them in line with the rest of the buffs from the set rather than ban them. Because of course, with cards and competitive play, some cards that are broken, let's say like these, that would be broken if you can use them for any black, any red, they decide to keep them in line with the rest of the Clash buffs. If you still want to use a contender like Moxie or something like that, you do have a Clash buff to be able to use, which would only seem fair, because I personally like Moxie. I mean, I don't know if I'd use her in a competitive environment, but I personally like her. And so rather than ban the cards, they needed to change them back. And so now incoming support, which is the black contender, which is Moxie, you can only play this card if your contender is a black alpha hunter. Makes sense. It was just missing the alpha hunter. And then same with energy explosion. You can only play this card if your contender is a red alpha. And so it was missing the alpha part. And so you won't be able to use either content or either incoming support or energy explosion for the new set 2 harbingers. They have their own clash buff that is meant to be for that specific set. And so we know the changes might seem sudden, or to some it might seem like something that is not necessary. It's definitely necessary. I think it's definitely necessary. This certainly needed to be done when it talks about the future, because these cards, the 0 cost clash buffs, are certainly very, very, very strong. And being able to use them for set 2 contenders doesn't seem like it's in, it wouldn't be a competitive balance. It just wouldn't be a competitive balance, especially when the other 3 affiliations have specific affiliations tied to their, support cards or to their clash buff cards. So due to this being the initial and intended design, we have opted to revert these cards back to the design. We hope that this transparency will show our desire to improve and correct our mistakes going forward. The newest set, Clash Grounds, just dropped and has a ton of exciting new cards to build and clash with. So go get creative, because we can't wait to see what y'all come up with. So yeah, definitely important that everybody knows and understands that the 2 set 1 clash buff cards, the incoming support and energy explosion, are changed officially from this point going forward, or yesterday. I think yesterday when this article came out was yesterday, from that point going forward. So in all future tournaments and everything like that, that all of these are going to be specific to the alpha and specific to the alpha hunter. So certainly a good job by the team to be able to recognize this, fix this, correct this, and going forward, still be able to make it fair play for everybody to be able to still use these clash buffs for tournaments and things like that. But like I said, the links for the Alpha Clash website will be in the description. Same with the Alpha Clash Discord and my Twitch page, which we do stream at all the time. Certainly recommend you checking it out if you are new to the channel. Subscribe for more Alpha Clash content, and we will see y'all next time, guys. Keep clashing.